now we'll get a flare of Brussels air, and we'll go to Mr. Vasileios Katsardis, which is a policy advisor at the European Parliament for Cultural Committee. And I think we're ready to hear you, Mr. Katsardis.
Hello again from Brussels, and I guess it's my turn to say thank you very much for this honor. I have been here in Brussels since 2013, but of course, just like everyone else, I've never experienced before a pandemic such as this one, although as Yanis Dalmas knows very well as well, we have experienced it a little bit differently than back in Greece, much harder, which is one of the reasons why I am not with you today. I was very worried, me and my family, to even travel with the plane after what happened to our city, to this country where we live in. When you have almost 10,000 deaths in a country that has almost the population of Greece, so in other words, 1 in 1,000 people died here because of this pandemic, you start thinking of things differently. And unfortunately, I think we were wrong because the second wave is already here in Belgium. Today, everybody was wearing masks outside because it's again obligatory. We have more than 300 cases a day, again now. So immediately you start thinking as a person, not even as a political being, if you want, about how you should act now with the second wave. Should we put our children back to school as soon as they begin again? If not, maybe it is time to discuss about working fewer hours a day, because I cannot attend to my little daughter, my 4-year-old, if at the same time I have to work 8 or 10 hours a day in front of a computer. Now, I wanted to speak a little bit from a more official perspective. Since I am here and I'm working at the European Parliament, as most of you probably know, has decided to play hard on what's happening with the MFF and say no to all the cuts that have been decided. But at the same time, I want to say two quite contradictory things. The one is that the EU has now a common debt. For the first time, they've decided to work much faster than the last time, than in 2010 with the previous crisis. On the other hand, what they've done, it was mentioned before, but I want to stress it out, it was not enough. This is not enough. Is this next generation EU going to solve the crisis and going to solve the problem? I think not. And most of us, as far as I've heard so far, believe the same thing, even though we are all optimistic, right? Now, I want to finish with a couple of things about our country. This is perhaps an opportunity to rebuild our country by issuing a new productive model with more jobs, especially for young people, and on things like dealing with the climate crisis or the digital transformation, so that we are not all based on an economy that actually made us collapse before. But what we need is transparency and perhaps a cross-party committee in charge of such a plan, which is something that I believe is happening in Italy. I want to thank you again for this opportunity, and also mainly I want to thank you for still considering me as part of the youth.
Thank you very much.